Ms. Taylor Walker. I am the Assistant Director for Marketing Communications and Strategic Priorities for the Department of Housing and Residence Life. And I'm so excited to be here. I am so excited to be here. We even had some students reach out to us on social media and was like, hey, I'm going to be in the Spotlight event tonight. So I'm ready. I said, okay, great. I'm so excited to engage and be here.
All morning.
Yeah. So we're so excited for the invite for sure.
Definitely. Again, thank you for being here.
Yes.
I'm going to put a little plug. So again, this is Winston-Salem State University, and right now we are in the O'Kelly Library.
Yes.
So we are here in the O'Kelly Library in the Media Production Lab podcast studio. Winston-Salem State University partnered with Adobe to bring students a renovated media lab for students, faculty, staff, alumni, and surrounding community. When you're on campus, make sure to stop by and see what the entire area has to offer, including a variety of iMac workstations and video production room. There's a variety of great resources to tap into the library. From book, textbook, check out our circulation desk, research study room reservations, or technical questions at the reference desk, and information comments, or immersing yourself in SU history and archives. O'Kelly got you covered. To find out more about the library and its services, its incredible staff, stop by to see us. You are always connected to us digitally through the O'Kelly Library website and through the WSSU homepage. So again, thank you for attending Spotlight Series. So before we get into the questions of housing, I want to go ahead and start off with a game.
Oh gosh. Okay. I usually love games. I'm not always the best at them, but let's do it. I'm committed. Let's do it.
We're going to have fun.
Okay.
We're going to have fun.
Good.
All right. So this game is called Don't Forget the Lyrics.
Okay.
Okay, so with Don't Forget the Lyrics, I'm going to play a song, and I have my DJ over here.
Okay.
He's going to stop the music once I say stop.
Okay.
And then you're going to finish that lyric. Now, it's okay if you don't finish the lyrics, but the songs that I'll be playing in these Spotlight series with these games are just classic HBCU songs that we offer here at WSSU.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and kick it off with this first song.
All right. Okay. Oh, Lord, we'll see.
Really get it started.
It is. It is some better.
It is. Okay. The electric slide start. Instead of electric slide start, it's over.
We love line dance.
We love line dance.
Yeah.
Okay, so you know the lyrics.
I don't know.
Okay.
You stood right beside me. Don't forget.
Okay.
I really love you.
Hey, look.
You should know.
Okay, Harmony.
I wanna make sure I'm right, boy. Before I let go.
Better pause right there. Too.
Nah.
Good times. Ooh. Dang. Oh,
Almost.
I just drew a black.
I know. And see, I got the melody.
I thought that's where she was going. I said, oh, I can.
She's going there. You want to just play to see what the...
Yeah, let's
play it to see what
the vibes.
What a vibe, because I was grooving a little bit over here.
I was too.
I was ready to go ahead and do a
I
little...
was a little confident, but when the music stopped, I guess I realized.
We had a good time that we can say we hurting each other, yeah. And boy, it's a shame. I won't be foolish, no. I wanna know. I wanna make sure I'm right, boy, before I let go.
Right, that was a good kickoff right there. That was a good kickoff. Oh, don't...
Y'all don't be like me. When you come, make sure you could fill in the blank.
Okay, fill in those blanks. Don't forget the lyrics. I promise you, each Spotlight series that we have, we're going to be acknowledging again.
Oh, that's awesome.
Just great HBCU songs.
Yeah.
A part of the culture, but most importantly, a part of the Ramily and WSSU. So definitely.
Love that.
For sure.
That's really dope. Awesome.
So let's get into these questions.
Yes, let's do
some of
it.
these questions are from what our students normally ask.
Yeah.
But then also what they would need to know about housing as far as the
Absolutely.
resources that you may offer.
Okay.
All right. So How can I simply apply for housing?
That's a really good question. And before I answer it, I do want to take a moment and say I have a colleague, Assistant Director, Miss Liz Shepard, who's also, she's not visible, but she is in the room and she's in the chat. And so while we're talking, she's going to be dropping some really good information to help guide the conversation, giving you guys links to resources and things. And so right now, she probably dropped, or when we first got on, the link to our link tree. Everything we're going to talk about during this conversation, or at least what I could foresee us talking about, is on there. So y'all stay tuned and make sure you're checking the link tree too.
Okay.
So question, right? You asked me, how do we apply for housing?
Yes, ma'am.
So if you haven't already, we encourage you to go ahead and apply for housing now. We have actually created a how to apply for housing video specifically for new first-time students and transfer students, new first-time freshmen, and transfer students. And so you can find that video on our website or through the link tree or on our YouTube page. It's there. It gives you step-by-step what you need to do to apply. There is a $135 application fee.
Okay.
And yeah, go ahead and get that application in. It's open.
Awesome. And y'all got a video to connect.
We do have a video. It walks you through. It literally shows you the entire system, what the application looks like, so we could cut down on any confusion.
I love that.
Yes.
'Cause I need me a little step by step sometimes.
And we're visual learners.
Visually learning. That's what I need to do.
We are visual learners for sure.
Okay, so would I be able to choose my roommate?
That is a really great question. So the answer is yes.
Okay.
But there's a caveat.
Okay.
For you to choose your roommate, you and the selected person you want to room with have to apply during the same application period. So on our website, we show what those periods are by date. If you all apply in the same application period, it's at a point in the application, it tells you who do you want to room with. When it's time for us to make those assignments, if you guys apply during the same application period, we can pull you into a room together, make sure that you all select each other when you applied, no problem. If for some reason you did not apply during the same period, unfortunately, because we're going to assign at different times, we're unable to make you all roommates at this time.
Gotcha.
So we've been trying to say, spread the word. You have to apply during the same application period to be roommates. But if you do, you absolutely can be roommates.
That is really good to know.
Yes.
Because I can't say as an admissions counselor when we're on the road, students are always asking, I want to run my friend, I want to run my cousin.
Absolutely.
How can I do that? So that's really great information to know.
Great. I'm glad.
What residence halls are available for new incoming students?
Absolutely. So if you go to our website or on our link tree, any of the resources, we actually have virtual tours. And in these virtual tours, you can see all of the residence halls and details and information about them. So our key, what I like to call our core first year experience buildings, is Brown Residence Hall, Atkins Residence Hall, Covington Residence Hall, and MXS Residence Hall. Sometimes new first-time freshmen can be placed in those buildings. And they're usually heavily concentrated in those buildings. If for some reason we need to place them in other buildings, that can happen. But those are our 4 core buildings. For our transfer students, they can be placed in any of our upperclassmen residence halls. It just depends on availability when they apply and all that stuff. But if you want to see all of our residence halls, our virtual tours are online. You can see them. That includes bedroom spaces, community spaces, and community bathrooms. All of our first year residence halls are community bathroom style so that you can prepare yourself and get used to what it's going to look like. We offer that resource as well.
Okay. Also, just a quick plug, because I heard you talking about community bathroom.
Yes.
So the residence halls, are they co-ed, same-sex residence hall? How does that work?
Yeah, great question. Currently, all of our residence halls are co-ed except Atkins Residence Hall.
Okay.
But we have concentrated by gender, right? So specifically in our first year residence halls, each floor has a specific gender attached to
Got
it.
you. Okay, perfect. So what am I allowed to bring when I move in?
That is such a great question. And I'm going to go with what you can bring first, right? You can bring a lot. Our tagline is Pride Lives Here. We want you to be comfortable in your space.
Definitely.
We want you to make this a home away from home. We have 2 taglines, housing.
Housing, when I tell you housing is on it, you giving me videos. I mean, you let me know everything online, the website. I can take a tour.
Yes, you can take a tour. But we have 2 taglines. Pride Lives Here. And together we make our halls a home. And the reason why I mention that, when we talk about what you can bring, we want you to be comfortable. This is your home away from home. So some of the things, the key things that we list are, of course, your bed sheets, your linen, things you want for your closet, basic decorations, things, toiletry bags, things that you would need for your day-to-day hygiene, essentials like that. And it's a whole list of things. We actually have a list of what to bring and what not to bring on that link tree we talked about.
Come on,
There's a
link
link to that page, and it's really detailed. And we even give you ideas, things you might not think about. A lot of students, we encourage them. If you're one of those people who are used to a comfortable bed, it might be time to invest in a mattress topper.
Okay.
Maybe a memory foam one. I know when I was an undergrad, I had a memory foam
Okay.
mattress topper.
Over my bed, so I can
Something
sleep
over,
nice.
right, to make it a little extra comfy.
Right.
So that's just a little bit of the couple of things that you can bring. Of course, your study materials, what you need to be a studious and dedicated student. But anything in terms of decoration, we're open to.
Right. Now,
Mhm.
we said what we could bring, right?
Mm-hmm.
What can I not bring, though? I know it's got to be something that I can't bring.
There's a couple somethings
Oh, wow.
that you cannot bring. I think one of the first things that a lot of people ask us about are microwaves.
Oh.
We do have an appliance policy within the Office of Housing and Residence Life. And how do I put this? It's detailed. And so one of the links and resources that we have on our link tree and on our website is our appliance policy. What I can let you know, to the question we get all the time, is can you bring microwaves? The answer is no. There is no microwaves within our first year residence halls that you can bring. But here's the caveat. We do provide microwaves in all of our common spaces. Some buildings have multiple microwaves. We call them community microwaves. There's also an option for you to rent a micro fridge, which is a combination of a refrigerator and a microwave. The reason, and we have a third party for that, there's a bunch of information on our website where you can find it. But essentially, it pulls a lot less power than individual microwaves and refrigerators. So that's an option if you want to have your own and not use the community one.
Definitely.
Another thing you cannot bring, air fryers.
I can't my air fryer.
You cannot have your air
So what if I'm
fryer.
trying to have, a little chicken by
Cook it up?
myself? Yeah.
Well, we do have community kitchens.
Okay.
And so, and they're cleaned regularly. A lot of our students utilize them. We'll walk through the halls and somebody chefing it up, gourmet meals. But unfortunately,
gourmet in the
residence hall. I've seen it all. But no air fryers. Absolutely no air fryers. Nothing with an open coil. That's kind of the rule, because there's all different types of gadgets, cooking gadgets now. If it has an open coil or anything of that sort, it can't come. Two other things I want to also highlight: LED lights. We know everyone likes the hanging lights.
Oh, the lights that you put on the wall around. Oh, okay.
Unfortunately, you can have LED lights only if they're battery operated. If it has to continuously be plugged into the wall, can't have those. And then last thing I want to highlight that you can't bring out of the list, again, go check out the list, would be large nails. Our rule is the size of a thumbtack. We really discourage nails, and depending on what kind of walls in your residence hall, you might not even be able to use nails. But nothing larger than a thumbtack. If you do have excessive holes or damages to the wall, you could be fined for those.
Fine.
Yeah.
So what about how much would that run for a little fine for a little hole in the wall?
So we have a living on campus guide.
Okay.
That's on the website as well. And there it outlines basically all of our fines, and it goes from wall damages also to fines for things like smoking in the residence hall, covering, fire alarms, damages to property. It is outlined there. And so what we want students to do and their families is to go ahead and look at that before you come, so that you have an understanding of what the expectations are within our buildings. But no large nails. That's what we ask, for sure.
Or smaller.
Thumbtack or smaller.
Definitely.
And of course, we encourage command strips, command hooks.
Definitely.
Now make sure you take them off correctly.
Because if it ripped the paint.
Because if it rips the paint,
Okay.
now we're looking at a possible fine. But all things considered,
Right.
we're pretty understanding. We understand that sometimes there things happen, but we're talking about big damages for
Right.
sure.
For sure.
Mhm.
Okay. Next question we have.
Yeah,
What pets are permitted on campus?
that's a really great question, and we actually get that a lot. We do not allow pets, right? Across the board, pets are not allowed within our residence halls. Now, there's a caveat to that. If for some reason you have an accommodation where you would need your animal or an animal with you in your living space, that goes through disability services. Because we get that question a lot, I also have that in the link tree directly to that page to give more details about that policy and the procedure to go through to get approved for that. But outside of that, no pets allowed. There is a rule. You have to be approved before you bring the pet. You can't bring the pet and be like, I'm waiting to get approved. The pet's gonna have to go back home with your mama, daddy, guardian.
Oh,
You
no.
have to get approved first. So if that's something that you need to pursue,
Right.
we encourage you to go ahead and go through the proper channels and the procedures with disability services.
Definitely. Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
So how long are the residence beds? And what kind of sheets do I put on those residence beds?
Yes. Okay. So we all of our residence halls are now twin XL. That's the standard residential higher ed, furniture. And so twin XL, if you go on our virtual tours and you click on the beds, it gives you the dimensions. It also gives you links to see the raw furniture, what it looks like when you come into the room. And then it also gives you some suggested places to buy sheets and things like that. But twin XL is what you're looking for when it's time to get all that stuff and ordering for moving, all those things. Twin XL sheets.
Okay, awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So, final question for now.
Yes.
So, what if I lose my room key? What
That's
do I
a
do?
great question.
Okay.
So it depends, right? We have a combination of physical keys. So that's usually what we're used to for any door or your home, your residence, having a physical key. And some of our buildings use what we call our RAM card. Your RAM card is your ID for the university, right? And it gives you access to a lot of things. So that could be your meals. It could be I think we use it in the library. We use it within our residence hall. So everybody's RAM card gets them into their residence hall, the front door. That key, I think if you lose your RAM card, I think it's like $20 to replace. If you lose the physical key, if your room happens to be one of the rooms that has a physical key, that could run as much as $250.
Oh, wow.
If you lose it. Why? Because when that key is lost, we then have to record the whole door. And that means your key and your roommate's key. And so we really encourage and empower our RAM residents to be intentional and responsible
Definitely.
with their keys. And it's a safety thing too. So it does cost. And if for some reason, if it's stolen or something like that, we do look at the fees and things like that. But if it's a lost key, it does come at a cost.
Okay, awesome. Well, I will go ahead and suggest getting a lanyard,
Oh, for sure.
putting your RAM key, RAM ID, and your housing key
Your housing key
around
in
your
there.
neck at every moment in time
At
until you
every
can put it on
moment.
your keychain.
For sure.
So you don't $200,
To-
$250,
Up to.
Okay,
Up to,
okay,
depending
up
on
to.
how many doors, how many keys we got to place.
Right.
It's a lot of things we take into consideration, but up to $250 for
Okay,
sure.
awesome. Well, we're going to take just a mini break right here for
Yes.
another game that we have.
Oh Lord.
Sorry. I know you said.
Maybe I'll be a little better. Maybe.
I hope so. I think
Okay.
you will. I think you will.
Okay.
So this game is called Who Am I?
Okay.
Okay, so Who Am I is basically going to be talking about monuments and places on campus. So I'm going to give you a riddle.
I might be good at this.
Yeah, this one,
Oh, riddles.
it's a riddle.
Oh.
But I'm going to read it out loud and then
Okay.
I'll let you look over it.
Okay, perfect.
Okay? So the riddle is, I'm often quiet, but I can be quite loud at times. People come to me for the news, education, and entertainment, but I don't have a mouth. Who am I? I'll read it one more time before I hand it
Yes,
over.
please.
I am often quiet, but I can be quite loud at times. People come to me for the news, education, and entertainment, but I don't have a mouth. Who am I?
Yeah, let me look at that. I am often quiet, but I
And if those that are familiar with
can be
campus, you can
quite
definitely
loud at
chime in
times.
the chat
really do
just to try to help Miss
education
Taylor
and
out.
entertainment, but I don't have a mouth. So at first I was about to say the library because it is quiet. And you come for the news, education, entertainment, and it doesn't have a mouth.
Is that your final?
No, because I feel like
Okay.
that's too
You
easy.
think so?
Yes, I
Okay.
am often quiet. But what's getting me is I can be quite loud at times.
Mm-hmm. What shall it be?
Okay. So library's on deck, but I think that's too easy. So Can I call
Phone a friend. Phone a friend.
Miss Liz? What do you think it is? Okay, she said she has no idea. Y'all can't hear, but she said she has no idea. That is tough. This is so good. Okay.
I'm doing it. Yeah, it's a place on campus. So definitely a location on campus. So all the Who Am I's will be places so that our students can get familiarized with,
For sure.
places on campus.
This is smart.
Definitely.
Okay, because in the interest of time,
Okay.
because my brain is,
It's going.
we're gonna go with library, the O'Kelly Library.
Is that your final answer?
I think it is.
That's correct.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. You like that? I know.
That was a good one.
That's good.
Yeah, so I'm trying to get our students involved and attached through this
Okay.
Spotlight Series. So I know we're not able to get them on campus daily. We just started campus tours.
Yeah.
So you'll be able to register for
I
those
love
soon.
it.
So as you're on your campus tour, you'll be able to recognize these places and
For
know what we're talking about.
sure.
So again, another plug for the library because we are spotlighting them too because they are letting us use the
We
production
love the
lab.
library.
Love the O'Kelly Library.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Well, let's get back into these questions if you don't mind.
Let's do it.
All right. Yeah, we just got a few more questions.
Okay.
So back to residence halls, of course. Are there laundry facilities in those residence halls? How much are they?
Yeah. That's a really great question. So I'll start off and say all of our laundry facilities are free. It comes at no additional
Free?
cost to you. Free. The facilities, right? You are responsible for the detergent, the pods, the
Right.
dryer sheets, all the things to make
it
to
easy.
do the laundry.
Right.
But the facilities and the machines themselves are free.
Okay.
Every residence hall has laundry facilities. Most of them are laundromat style in a central location within the building, but some of our residence halls have them on the floors. It just depends.
Okay. Awesome. Our residence hall buildings locked, which we kind of went over that.
Yes. So our residence halls stay locked 24/7.
Okay.
We have a policy that says no swipe, no entry. If you can't use your RAM card to get in the door, you don't need to be entering the door unless you're coming with someone who can,
Right.
and you're going through the check-in process as a residence guest. So no swipe, no entry. Our residence halls stay locked all the time.
Awesome. That's really good for safety measures.
It is for sure.
Do you have more?
No, I was just gonna say, not even shameless plug. We're campus partners here, and so if you didn't know, we do have our own campus police department here. They're
Okay.
sworn officers,
Yes.
and they work closely with our students in our residence halls. And so, in addition to our buildings being locked, they patrol 24/7.
All the
They're
time.
here all the time.
Shout out to campus police.
Yeah, shout out to campus police. In addition to being a resident, we also have professional staff members that live in the building.
Oh wow.
Area coordinators, grad hall directors. It just depends on the building, but they're there as well.
Okay.
Mhm.
Awesome. Does the residence hall have computer labs?
Yes. So almost every single one of our residence halls have a computer lab. I want to say there's maybe one that doesn't have a designated lab, but there's an accessible computer in there.
Okay.
But most of our residence halls have a computer lab. And then, of course, another plug to O'Kelly Library.
Okay.
They have a computer lab. And correct me if I'm wrong, but they're open 24/5, 24-ish, 7:30 to 1.
Okay.
Okay. And so there's access to computers. That's the
24.
okay. Oh, there's over 200 computers in here. Whoa.
Over 200 computers.
That's major.
Come on, O'Kelly.
Yeah. And so what I would say, in addition to the 200 computers and then the computers that we offer in our facilities, there's more than enough resources if you don't have access to a laptop of some sort.
Definitely.
Sure.
Well, it sounds like you can do some late nights around campus.
Oh,
if you need
absolutely.
to.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I know we've been talking about residence halls,
Mhm.
but we haven't touched on residence advisors.
Yes.
So what is a residence advisor?
Yes. So, housing and residence life employs close to over 100 student staff members. And those are our residence hall, our RAs, and then our DAs. So our DAs are our desk assistants. And so they work our desk within our front desk,
Okay.
customer service,
Right.
all of those things. They answer our residential phones in the buildings, our hotlines, and they work just at the desk, but they don't necessarily have to live in that building. They're just students.
Okay.
Our RAs, our resident advisors, are what I call our go-to people.
Mhm.
Those help keep the machine of housing and residence life
Right.
running. And these are trained student staff members who build community within our residence halls. And so they lived on the floor. They live on the floor with our REM residents. They're in school. They're students themselves, but they're charged with building community when necessary, helping navigate conflicts, giving resources. They're kind of your first line of support and defense. And then if they are not able to help you, or we need some more support or just encouragement, whatever that looks like, we have our professional staff members who are responsible for managing our RAs.
Come on, y'all got it all together.
We're trying, we try to set a high standard for sure.
Definitely, I love that. Are there any fun things to do while in the residence halls?
Are there? So I think that's such a great segue. So our RAs, in addition to being leaders in this space, they also are event planners. And so when you say event planners, they're responsible for programming within our residence halls. So this past school year, across all 10 of our residential facilities, we hosted over 100 programs during the school year. And that's no easy feat, right? Our RAs are responsible for curating those experiences. So one of the things I think would be fun, or is fun, for our residents is attending these programs.
Definitely.
In addition to that, because these are communities, it's hanging out with your friends, hanging out with the people, your Ramily. That's always fun. And then housing and residence life as a whole, we do large scale programs for all of our RAM residents. Shameless plug. If you check out our Instagram, you can see our recap from one of our most recent big events. We had a Darty, which is a day party.
I was about to say, what's a Darty?
Yeah, a day party, just saying we appreciate our RAM residents. And we had a mechanical bull, blow up, free food. Yes.
Where was I?
It was dope. It was a really cool experience. And so in addition to what our RAs do, we program on a larger scale for all of our students, our residential students. And so, yeah, it's a lot of cool stuff to do on campus in our residence halls.
It sounds like I'm mad I missed this mechanical bull, though.
It's okay. We'll make sure that you're there next time.
Next time, if y'all don't see me on a mechanical bull, we going to housing.
Yeah.
All of us is going to housing when I'm not on a mechanical bull.
We'll make sure all of y'all are there. We won't let you miss it again.
All right. So what is it like living in a residence hall? So I know that we've talked about all these things that we need, all these things that we can do for fun, even who is in the residence halls, but what is that actually like? Because I know that transition for a lot of students is going to be very difficult. So if you kind of tap in.
Yeah. So we use the terminology living and learning. Some of the biggest lessons. So when you come to college, you're pursuing your degree, but some of the biggest lessons you will learn will be outside of the classroom. And we pride ourselves on cultivating that learning experience. And so within our living learning communities, what you can expect with living in a residence hall, you'll be learning life skills. You'll be learning how to build community, how to handle conflict, how to advocate for yourself and others, how to make friends, how to build relationships, how to get involved. We have some different honor societies. We have Residence Hall Association, RHA for short. Again, shameless plug. All that's on the website and on the link tree. And so when I think about living and learning within our residential halls, it's really an opportunity for you to kind of slide that foot into adulthood, right? This is your first time living away from home in your identified space that's just yours. You're creating habits. What is it like for me to have to wake my own self up, or to make my own bed,
And that was a
or to
struggle for me.
clean my own clothes all the time? And some people might already be doing that, but a lot of it you really don't get until you're separated from what you're comfortable from.
Totally right.
And so when we're talking about the experience, it is a living, learning, a cultivated experience to live and learn and take those baby steps, or I'm not even going to say baby steps because you all are adults, to take those intentional steps into adulthood and cultivating those experiences and those habits.
When I say I loved how you just broke that down, 'cause
Really?
that is it.
Yeah.
When I say that is what living on campus
That's
and a
what it
residence hall is
It
all defined
is.
to be. So
And I think it's the core, right, of what you don't get in the classroom. Those things are learned in these spaces. And I think when we're talking about a well-rounded, holistic experience, you can't take for granted what you learn within the residential facilities and those soft and hard skills that you bring out of those experiences, for sure.
definitely,
Yeah,
definitely.
for
Well,
sure.
that kind of leads us into the last segment of the
Yes.
Spotlight Series.
Question.
Yes, that was all the
Okay.
questions that you answered
My colleague is,
perfectly.
let me see, what were you saying? Oh, and I look, I that's my ace boom coincidence. I had to make sure I heard what she said. So one of the things I did want to make sure I mentioned
Mhm.
is we do offer a living learning community. So it's a living learning experience. Anybody who lives here, right?
Right.
You are offered that experience, but we're intentional about creating communities in which we have curriculums and designed and fostered for those students specifically.
Definitely.
So our LLC that we which stands for Living Learning Community, that's currently in motion, is Next Gen, and that's for students who are interested in being educators. We do have some new LLCs coming in the mix,
Mhm.
but right now we have Next Gen, and we're really excited about that. So if you are a student who's interested in majoring in education and you're excited about cultivating a community of like-minded people who have like-minded interests, I encourage you to click the link on our link tree that also takes you to the application and more information about applying for Next Gen. They all do live together
Okay.
within a residential facility. And more information about that can be found when you click the link.
That's actually very cool to know, like that you
Yeah.
actually can stay with your community.
Oh,
And
for
also with the
sure.
things that you describe with learning not just
Yeah.
educational reasons, but life habits. So I think that'll be
Yeah.
definitely a great thing
And
for
they take
students.
field trips. Like they do a lot. That
Okay,
those
come on, field
communities,
trip.
yeah, yeah. Well, y'all click
Sound
the
like they're a
link.
little lit. Sound like y'all
They
need to go on that link tree.
they have a really good time.
Definitely.
It's intentional. We really cultivate that program to be something special. So I'm glad my colleague Miss Liz encouraged me to tell you all about that for sure.
Definitely. I love that.
Hmm.
So again, wrapping up with just this session of Spotlight
Yes.
Series with housing. If you don't mind,
Yeah.
of course, giving some advice for our students. So this segment is called RAM Vision. So what some students may not
Mm.
know, RAM have perfect vision. So during this section, I want
That's
our current
good.
RAMs to give our future RAMs just some advice coming in,
Yeah.
because that transitional stage is, as me as an admissions counselor, I've heard students talk about, or heard students, excuse me, talk about those transition stories and
Yeah.
how they feel affected before it even happens.
Yeah.
So just to kind of give them some advice, even about what to do when they get here,
Yeah.
so that those students aren't in their room. Of course, you made the residence hall sound beautiful and amazing. So of course, they may
Mhm.
want to stay in those
Yeah.
rooms,
Mhm.
but what things can they do when they come here to WSSU?
So I will also take this as an opportunity to say, not only do I work here, I am a RAM, a graduate of this great, illustrious institution. And one of the things that I've seen, even when I was here, and then having the opportunity to come back and work, I want to make sure that students are intentional about maximizing all that this beautiful place has to offer. Um, my I have students and interns, and I tell them all the time. Sometimes y'all act like you're too cool for school. Like
Okay,
it's dope to be in college,
for
and
real.
you're even more cool because you're here. And so I think though when I'm talking about perfect vision and being clear, I want you all to take these next couple of weeks. Let me look at them.
Yes, let's
Take
talk
these
to them.
next couple of weeks to prepare for this next chapter of your life and be intentional.
Definitely.
Don't come in being too cool for school, but telling yourself, how am I going to maximize the opportunities that are afforded to me? And then what is your contingency plan? Like, you're not going to be perfect.
At all.
Your experience will probably not be perfect, but what am I going to do to make sure that the time that I spend here, the relationships that I build here, the things that I learn here are not in vain? And how will I maximize them? And then when you have those moments where you're not fully feeling successful, what does the rebound plan look
Right.
like? What's my support system? Who are the
Yes.
people in my corner, the communities, that's the word, that's a word in housing. Who are the communities that I'm building to make sure that I'm successful here? I think you have to make that decision in yourself.
Right.
One thing I can say, not only as a staff member, but as a former student, there are people here invested in your success. And so, what are you going to do to make sure we match that energy so that we can make sure that your matriculation at this institution is phenomenal, everything that it can and should be, for sure.
Oh my God, your words are always just perfect.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, that was great. That was
This
really
is really
great.
good.
I'm glad Jaren enjoyed
Y'all
it.
can actually invite us back if you want.
Of
No,
course,
just
we're bringing housing back. Housing is definitely coming back.
definitely. This was fun. I've enjoyed it.
I'm glad you did. Well, I did want to sum this up. Did you have anything else to kind of share with our students?
No, I think this is beautiful. I will say, I don't know. Are we allowing people to ask questions?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
That's what I was about to dive into to see if we had any questions in the chat.
Okay.
Do I need
Let
to
me
bring it
see.
up, or can you see any questions in the chat?
No questions?
No questions in the chat.
Oh.
So that means we covered everything.
So that means they're going to DM me after this. They're going to DM us on Instagram and on TikTok and Facebook. Well, moms and dads are on Facebook, but they're going to DM me on Instagram like, hey, I saw you have follow-up questions. That's fine. I want you to know the communication lines for housing and residence life is completely open. On the top of that link tree, and Ms. Liz, if you could drop that again, I appreciate you. On the top of our link tree, it has all of our social media platforms. We monitor them regularly. Student staff and professional staff, we're depending on what you ask, we'll tag team it. But we're here to answer questions. You can also email or call us. Our information's up there too. But yeah, this is great.
Awesome. Thank you. So again, for admissions, if you have any admissions questions, of course, or anything about the Spotlight series, please email us at admissions@wssu.edu. And I also want to shout out that next week we will be doing another Spotlight series. So if you haven't registered, go to our admitted students admitted students webpage.
Yes.
And you'll see it at the bottom where you can register for the next Spotlight series. So next week we will have admissions and registrars here. So we'll find more information on what they can provide you as a student here on campus. So again, Ms. Taylor, thank you for attending.
Thank you.
I did enjoy. We're going to have housing back.
We're going to have to come back. And I will say, y'all can already tell I'm very talkative, but that's because I want you to be prepared.
Definitely.
Move-in dates are out. So if you don't know when move-in is, I need you to go ahead and check our website. It's also on the link tree. We also drop what's called a move-in guide. Everything we talked about today, it will give you that, all the links, all the resources, and more. That will be dropping soon. So follow us on social so you're in the mix. If you're not following us on socials, we'll send out emails to your student university email as well.
Awesome. Make sure y'all find out those move-in dates. We need to see y'all.
And because I feel like some of y'all might not do it, move-in is the weekend of Sunday, August 11th through Monday, August 12th for new first-time freshmen. Depending on your building and floor, it tells you when you'll move in. I can't outline all that right now, but that's on the website. And then transfer students move in Tuesday, August 13th.
Okay, awesome. Can you shout those dates out one more time?
Yes. So Sunday, August 11th, Brown and Covington Hall will move in. You will have designated times based on your floors and assignments. You can see that on the website. And then Monday, August 12th, Martin Schneck-Snyder Hall, which is MSX for short, and Atkins move in. Same thing about times and floors. And then transfer students move in Tuesday the 13th. And then based on your building and assignment, you will know when you need to come to campus as well.
Awesome. Again, thank you so much, Taylor, for coming.
Oh, gosh.
You got another
keep
thing.
saying bye.
It's
Okay.
fine.
Y'all not going to bring me back. I'm
No,
so sorry.
we're gonna bring you
Last
back.
thing. Rams, you have to be what we call RAM ready to move in.
Okay.
You'll be getting more information sent to you about this from my office, probably enrollment management and admissions as well. But you must be RAM ready to move in. And on our link tree, there's a link to the page that explains what RAM ready is and a checklist for you to know what that is. But I need you all to go ahead and handle that business, because for you to move into our residence halls on moving day, you have to be RAM ready. That's it. That's my last plug. Sure? I promise. Even so, I'm going to put it on the link tree. They got the link tree. That's it.
Or DM Ms. Taylor.
Okay.
If you have any questions, DM us. Let us know.
But I'm done. Thank you so much.
No problem. Thank you for being here. Just to let you guys know, this has been recorded. So we will make sure we get this out to you for those that you might have friends, roommates that may have seen this and was not able to attend today. So we will make sure we get this information out to you. And we appreciate you all, especially for being here today. So can't wait for you to be here in the Ramily, in the fold.
Oh, yeah.
A part of our culture. I cannot wait. When August comes, you guys are going to have a great time. Again, Taylor, thank you.
Thank you so much.
And this is how we'll be ending our Spotlight series. So we will see you next Tuesday.
See you guys. Bye.
Bye.